Shalom, shalom. All right. Before I get shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakak Badash, and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same and teaching the same. All right. Just a quick sit down, okay. On the guillotines, okay. And it's prophesied in the Bible that some of the elect will be beheaded for the witness and testimony of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay, and the scriptures tell us this damn devil Esau, he's coming. His focus point is those that know the truth, those that know the truth, and exposing him. All right. So we're going to get that precept as well. But I'm gonna read this, and get the precepts. It's not going to be a long lesson. All right. And you've been having a lot of men of the Lord been doing sit downs on the guillotine and the coming persecution, and having to resist unto blood. You know what I'm saying? So, being a Hebrew Israelite, all right, is that's why it says what when Ezekiel ate that roll, it was sweet as honey, but it became bitter. Okay, because that represents when you find out you're God's chosen people, your so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who come into this truth. All right. All right, and call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, and you hear of the mysteries, the promises, the blessings that's to come for the Israelites, and you count yourself, you think Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah that you're an Israelite, you was born an Israelite, and this, that, and the third, okay. But the bitterness of it is you got to suffer. You got to go through adversity. You got to go through trials and tribulation. All right. And we're about to go through the hour of temptation. It's when Esau, the so-called white man, he's going to implement and make the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and that Neuralink mandatory. Okay. And if you don't take it, he's just going to kill you. All right. So that's why they got all these guillotines and concentration camps throughout Babylon, the Great America, because they know, they're going to have some resistance. People are going to be resisting the mark of the beast in the New World Order. Okay. So I'm going to read this and then get some precepts, and Lord willing, this edifying. Okay. All right. So this Obadiah, Salakia, it says, the Obama and Bush administrations purchased 30,000 guillotines and have them stashed at FEMA camps around the United States. Now ask yourselves, why would they need 30,000 guillotines? Okay, and we know why. The Bible already tells you why. Okay, the Bible already tells you why. Okay. And before I get this precept, I want to get Revelation 12 right quick. This Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. Okay, this dragon represents Esau and his power structure. Esau, the so-called white man, all right, and his power structure. Okay, and it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman. This woman represents the Israelites, the 12 tribes, but it's going to get specific, because not all of the Israelites is what serving the Lord in the last days. Not all the Israelites have repented, and give their life to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, so it's going to get specific. All right, bear with me. All right, so it's going to get specific. It's about to get specific on who this devil, all right, um who this great red dragon is going to be targeting. He's going to be targeting those that know the truth and that's exposing his ass and his plans. Okay? Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Okay? So that's their focus point. And let's get another precept to prove that. You know, when they're in the news and they generalizing, you know, and they're speaking in general about because Christians think because you do got Christians getting arrested for street preaching, but they really copying the Hebrew Israelites, you know, and they thinking that this persecution is all about them when it's not. Okay, it's all about those of us in this truth that's actually in the truth, has the 100% truth and serving Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah, you know. Now of course all these different religions they're gonna catch hell too, but they're gonna take the mark of the beast. These Christians, they're gonna take the mark of the beast, okay? Because they serve an idol. Their God is not real, okay? So Christians, they're not gonna have no divine intervention or help, when they're faced uh, with the hour of temptation. So they're gonna just take it because they have no faith. They don't know the Lord, all right, and the Lord never knew them, okay. Meaning he's not these Christians. That's they're not a part. They're not serving the Lord in truth and sincerity. They're not serving Him in spirit and in truth. Okay. So this second Ezra 16 and 70, it says for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay. You see, so we're going to be targeted. Going to be targeted. So that's why um, beginning with the elder apostles, great millstone down to the least of us. That's why you got a lot of videos on brothers doing videos on on the guillotine, okay, the coming persecution of the saints, all right, and just forewarning us in this truth, like, hey, make sure your house is in order, okay, make sure your spirit and your faith is strong in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. You don't want to fold when you're faced with death. Okay. So there's Revelation 20 and 4, because you got a lot of people in the world. I see this a lot. You got a lot of people in the world. They say, "Oh, I'm not taking the mark of the beast." You got atheists saying they're not gonna take the mark of the beast. They is gonna take the mark of the beast. They're gonna try to resist at first because they've been hearing that this the mark of the beast, and they disagree with, their government putting surveillance under their skin and things like that. They still gonna take it, because the Lord is not gonna help them. All right, and all is gonna be lost for them. All hope is gonna be lost for 2/3 of our people. Okay, so there's Revelation 20 and 4. Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shah, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, talking about his new world order, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. Talking about the mark of the beast, the RFID chip and the Neuralink. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach Yahweh Shah 1,000 years. Okay. And um in Daniel, all right, I think that's 7 and 18. We're gonna be with Yahweh Shah forever. With Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah forever, okay? All right. So this is Daniel 7:18. Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Right. So there's no expiration date on the kingdom of heaven. All right. The Israelites were no longer going to be going into captivity. We're no longer going to be sinning or anything like that. All right. So it's no end to the kingdom of heaven. Okay. So let me go to the next precepts. I don't want to make it too long. Yeah, I'm about to kind of speed up. So there's Revelation. All right, Revelation 3:10. Uh, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Behold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, Yahweh, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, and I will write upon him my new name. Right. So that New Jerusalem is the elect. Okay. The New Jerusalem is the elect. After they're beamed up into the chariots, they're going to be turned into immortals. Okay. And after at the appointed time, the Lord is going to tell us to go back down. Okay. And we're going to come out of the chariots back on the earth to conquer. Finish conquering the earth. All right. Round up these elites out of these bunkers, wherever they're hiding. Subdue the nations, put them in captivity, so on and so on. Okay. So I think that's it on that. Okay. So there's Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay. So we're about to go through that hour of temptation. All right, we're about to go through that persecution of the saints. Okay. This Matthew 16:27. So just because you may or may not be faced, with the guillotine, that doesn't mean that the Lord is not dealing with you. Okay. We gotta say this to confirm the souls of the disciples, like Scripture says, to the elect. Okay. These scriptures are comforting. They give you a stable mind. So the elect, they're not going to be freaking out like the rest of the people in this world. They're going to, these people of the world, they're going to be freaking out. All right. So this Matthew 16 and 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. All right. So not all of the elect is going to be, captured, put into prisons. All right. Some beheaded for the witness and testimony of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You never know. The Lord, you might get caught and put into one of these FEMA camps, and the Lord end up getting you out of there, giving you spiritual power, and you start whooping ass in that motherfucker, and you free you and other elect members in there, or, it just maybe your time, your testimony to just be beheaded for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay. So that's why brothers is not making these videos to scare your hopefully elect members. It's to get your mind, make sure you understand, make sure you count the costs, and make sure you understand what comes with this truth. All right. And the possible outcomes. Now, of course, we all praying, praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to have mercy on us, And of course, make get off the grid and whatnot. Be ye pilgrims on the earth. All right, but only the Lord knows who's who and who got to go through that guillotine. Okay, all right. So you never know who if that can be you or not. So it's good to always meditate on that and ponder on that. Okay, and pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay, all right. Discuss that with the Lord. All right. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to end it and give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Harakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same.